I'm on Sepolia testnet because you always want to test your ideas on a testnet before you deploy on the mainnet. But just view our software as a tool, basically, that can provide you with bulletproof code. But before you head into our Token Forge, you obviously need to have an idea, because just with the code, I mean, this alone wouldn't provide any value, right? This is only the code for the token, so it can be placed on the blockchain, and it has all the features. This is the modular contract that I'm referring to on every single AMA. So if you are familiar with contracts, most of them are just a bulk of code in one file. Modular contract is basically that every single function is a mini contract by itself, and as you enable it, it gets like stacked as a Lego and put together basically into the main file here. But by itself, this doesn't provide any value. It's just a code, so it can be placed on a blockchain, and you can add liquidity and start trading. But you obviously, if you have a utility project, this alone is not enough. Also, for the meme token, just creating a smart contract and ERC20 token, that's not enough. So you obviously need to have an idea, like what could have a good narrative, what could do better. So the main part is basically how to find the ideas. So there are multiple ways. So obviously the most profitable way is to create an first mover, like let's say Myro, but that's like really hard to do, and they are not like very common. So obviously Myro, that wasn't just the luck. So obviously the team behind it like needed to do some huge research. Like they looked at the market. If something like this was already deployed, they obviously had to research if to find basically that dog on Instagram of the Solana founder. And when they seen that no one created this project, they did it, and basically did very, very well. As you can see, I think the all-time high is 300 million or something like that. But like creating a new Myro, like that's like winning in a lottery. So another way is to create a second mover, which also Myro had a lot of second movers. People also trying to deploy second movers also on another blockchains. But let's say Wulius is a good second mover. It's a second mover after Eli. So as you can see, you can also do very well with second movers. So that would be the second idea. And also there are like third movers or beta plays, which obviously each derivative that you create will do less in market cap. So let's say if you would create a derivative out of Woolly, I don't think that you would like reach 1 million in market cap. So that's another idea how to start the project. So you can find a good first mover, look if there are like if there's opportunity, there's room to create these second movers, and if there are not that many second movers, you can basically go that route. And another approach is also do the trend-based tokens. Like, let's say you can check Twitter or any kind of news. Like, let's say when Elon Musk said, "Go fuck yourself," like in like 5 or 6 minutes, there was a token deployed on Ethereum blockchain, and you see, I mean, it was really crazy, and people will jump in. They will trade it. If you were the first, if you paid attention and you acted on this information, you can do really, really well. And not sure what was the all-time high on this, but it was definitely multi 8 figures. So given now they are still at 1.6 million, this definitely was in 20 or 30 million market cap area. So yeah, first of all, you need to get an idea like what to create. So after you did your research, you can go into our tool and create a token and decide like which functions you want to use for the token. It's very similar to dropshipping. Not sure if you are familiar with that business model. It's like in 2017, 2018, it was very, very profitable. Basically created a store with Shopify, which is also a software-based product and very successful public company. You created a store many times just around one product, and you started running ads to your store, and basically you started testing like, is this product a good product? And you didn't have to have that product because the idea behind dropshipping is that someone buys on your store and basically you buy for cheaper and send that product to your customers. So you don't even have to have that product. So it's really similar. It's all about testing and ideas. Obviously, someone who already did something like this has more experience and also connections, and also have like more experienced people who can give them opinion. Like, is this a good idea? Can this do well? And if you get a good feedback on your idea, then I would recommend you to try it and test it on blockchain. So in our forge, basically, you can even with this trend-based meme tokens, once you see something like that, you can head into our forge, and you can basically deploy a token in 60 seconds if you are really familiar with our platform and you tested it many times. So and also the future functionality or upgrade that we want to create is basically that you can have a saved template of tokens that you think you could use in the future or you already used in the past. So you don't even have to go through all of this. You just select your template and deploy it right away. So that way you can be really fast, and basically, especially with this news-based or trend-based meme tokens. Speed is everything. And basically, this is the new feature that I posted today. If you want to have a stealth launch, you can disable this. But if you want our Telegram bot to push your deployment into groups, and also into our Telegram group and other partnered groups, basically you just leave this enabled, and basically that's free marketing. As you can see, we are not charging anything for this, so I think that's a pretty good add-on. So you pick your functions. Once again, I recommend you to play around with Forge. I think Nate and Ben did a really good job with this info pop-ups, where basically they go in depth, like what the function is doing. Also, if we recommend using it and when we recommend using it. So that's really awesome. About Burnable, by the way, I got a lot of questions in DMs, like why do we even offer this kind of function when you can just send the tokens into the dead address, and basically that's the same. It's not the same, because when you send your tokens into the dead address, yes, you basically burned your tokens, but data aggregators like DEX Screener or DEX Tools, they don't really catch this as buy on these platforms won't decrease. So that's an issue. Also CoinGecko. So when you use the official burn function, these data aggregators catch this kind of information, and that's why it is very valuable to burn tokens through Burnable. Of course, blacklist. I don't know why blacklist. Whitelist. Why whitelist is important? Whitelist is important because if you have any restrictions like max wallet or max transfer, you cannot really add to your LP like more than, let's say, if you have 1% restriction on max transfer, it won't allow you to send more than 1% of tokens into LP. And in the beginning, you will need to add more than 1% because your token has less value. So that's why also the whitelist is really important if you want to whitelist addresses that can do this stuff. So that's one thing. Cooldown is very important on chains with cheaper gas like Arbitrum, Polygon, also Optimism, basically the L2s, because you may want to limit the greed bots that are trading your token, because many times they are selling the tops and buying the bottoms, and it's really hard to break that ceiling if many bots are basically selling that top. So you can limit them through cooldown function. Max balance is pretty straightforward. Many people don't understand why it is important. I always refer to the Unibot hack that happened a few months ago. Basically, the hacker took tokens from Unibot wallets, and he sold all the tokens through one transaction. And basically, he killed many meme tokens that didn't have the max wallet or max balance, because he was able to dump basically 14%, 16%, 20% of supply at one go, and that's a lot of sell pressure. And honestly, tokens that had max balance, they didn't even feel it, because there's a difference between selling 2% and 20%, of course. So I always take max balance. Max transfer, it's up to you, basically. If you want to limit transfer, like you don't want anyone to sell more than 1% or even 0.5% of the supply, but that's up to you. So I always take 2 or 3% max wallet, or I also take the max TX. Recover tokens from contract, I always recommend it. This is also very useful, so your users don't have to approve spending on tokens, so it's easier to trade your tokens. And I really don't recommend this feature, and I think you should have a discussion with the team to entirely remove it from the offering, because this can be like really dangerous. Like with pausable, you can basically stop all the functions in contract. So basically the contract is freezed, and what can happen when that's called? It has a use case. I mean, if like something bad happens and you find out a huge bug in your contract and you want to stop panic selling, and you basically want to redeploy V2 of your contract or something like that, and then airdrop the tokens. But obviously it can be used for bad things. So we should have a discussion about this one. Dex router, again, you want your token to be traded on DEXs, obviously. Once you click here, it always gives you the drop down and options of the DEXs that we support. On Sepolia testnet, we have the fork of Uniswap v2, because there's no official version of Uniswap or anything. But obviously on mainnets, we have the most used DEXs, like on Polygon, and stuff like that. Always want to check route, and it will give you the green check mark that everything is okay. Taxes, I don't really want taxes on meme tokens, but as you know, like we always suggest taking the offer to limit snipers, basically snipers to kill basically your project early on, because they could buy huge amounts of supply. Also, that's why it's important to take the max wallet, so they are not able to buy, let's say, more than 2%. Here's is your timer. So right now we have this is 5 minutes, if I'm not mistaken, and the maximum that you can pick is basically 10 minutes, and it's obviously a safety check that there's no contract deployed with anti-sniper on the whole time. So if I select 700 seconds, it shouldn't let me do it. It will. Yeah. Honestly, like 1 minute or 2 minutes is more than enough, because like those snipers buys during the first or second block, depends what sniper you are using. Oh, swap. If you don't pick this one, basically your taxes from anti-sniper will be collected in your own token, which is not a bad idea if you want to basically accumulate more of the supply. But obviously, if you want to have money, let's say for influencers, then you should take ETH or any kind of other token. Like you can find a token address of USDC and take it if you want a stable coin. Then here you can be as creative as you want, but again, with meme tokens, we don't really want taxes. But here you can say that I want to send taxes to any wallet. You can just copy and paste it. By default, it's the deployer wallet. You can also specify that, let's say you want to burn this much of the taxes, or you want to add to liquidity, let's say 1%, and 2% goes to the marketing wallet. So you can be very creative. Of course, if you enable this one, this is for reflection tokens, which is basically distributes the taxes generated from the volume to the holders automatically. So you can, as you enable it, it will pop up here. But right now we don't want it. You can name that wallet as you want, marketing or anything as you want. And here, again, I don't want any taxes, but I want anti-sniper taxes. So between 30 and 40%. Obviously, if you set it to 30, you will get more snipers and you can make more revenue. If you put it at 40, you will have less snipers, but also you will defend your chart a little bit better. Adaptive taxes. I really seen adaptive taxes only in the like ROI tokens. Not sure if you've been in such a token, but like it really has makes sense. If you want to like penalize people who like really dump on your chart, and that happens like very frequently because people don't know how to take profits correctly. So if you want to penalize them, you can just specify here that let's say anyone who dumps like this much tokens, you want to like not on the transfer, but let's say on the sell, he should pay like 2 times the regular tax. So let's say if you have 3%, he would pay 6% on the sell tax. So that's also a very unique feature that other softwares don't have. But right now I don't want it. AutoSwap enabled that basically when will the contract sell those taxes, because when these snipers come in, they are penalized. The taxes are going into your contract in form of your token, and they are being accumulated there. And then you need to specify to contract like, hey, I want you to sell when like 0.05% of the supply is accumulated, and let's say 0.5% of the supply is accumulated. And this is also dynamic. So in the management tool, you should play around as your market cap grows, because obviously if you are at 10 million, you don't want your contract to sell like 0.5% of the supply, because that's a huge red candle. So that's also dynamic thing that you need to modify as you go if you have taxes. Obviously, with meme tokens, you don't want to have taxes. Header and compiler, basically you input all your information about your project. You can also like play around with the branding. I also like really like Woolly, what they did there. It was really cool. If you didn't see the if you didn't see their contract, you see a nice mammoth, very nice branding. I really like this, but only nerds like me like this. So so here you can input your description. Again, they for sure had a description. Yes, Wooly, the mammoth, is long lost older brother. So that's very important, because like there are people who are checking Etherscan, and also the automated scanners are taking this information. So it's important to have it. Advanced compiler is basically, if you don't have this enabled, then basically you are leaving the branding of Chain Factory. As you see, the tab on Etherscan is called Chain Factory ERC20. If you want to have your own branding, like let's say Invest AI, you want to enable this and basically change the name of the contract, because this tab is named after the contract name. So we want to change this to Go. So let's say like this. If you are not familiar with compiler versions or EVM versions or the rounds, I would recommend you to leave it as it is. Basically, what this number means, the lower the number is, the less you will pay for the gas during the deployment. But if you, let's say, with our contracts, you can go up to 900. But let's say you input 800 rounds, your deployment will be a little bit more expensive, but the features that your users will be calling, let's say transfer, buy, sell, they will pay less in tax. So it's up to you. I always think that you should have the end user in mind when you are doing this. So we went up to the maximum with Chain Factory, because obviously on Ethereum you need to have the gas in mind. Often it's not an issue. Here you have the summary tab, where basically you can review if you took every feature that you want, and you should always review this. And if everything is okay, I'm not sure if I have it in my wallet. Okay, I have it. So of course, testnet is for free. You can basically proceed. There is a pop-up on just you should sign the request, and then basically the transaction for to deploy your token will show up. And once you confirm that one, right now the contract is compiling, and once you confirm that one, your contract will be deployed on the blockchain. But I really want to stress this out, that we are basically just a hammer or a screwdriver, or what's the name in English, like a drilling machine. Does it make sense? Basically just equipment or machine to create or to take your idea and make it real, to put it on the blockchain. But before this, before everything, you need to really brainstorm on your idea and do some market research. That's how that's how you will make money. That's how you will make a successful project. So as I said, this is really, now it is asking to add the token to my wallet, and basically it's on the blockchain. So it's really very, very similar than dropshipping or affiliate marketing, where it's almost about the testing and about market research. So I really liked the dropshipping when it wasn't as saturated. Basically, you were like searching for products that met your niche, and you understood the niche. And basically, you were just testing product after product, and once you had the winner, I mean, you could make a decent money on it. And this is really the same. So you really need to spend time doing the market research, either on Twitter or you check Google Trends, this channel on notifications, Watcher Guru, because they are really fast with the news. And many times when a good news or even like bad news, like let's say when Charlie Munger, the investor, died, like someone made the token like 4 minutes and it went to like 4 or 5 million. So you can even make money on something like that. You just need to pay attention, and no is doing great, but therefore will do pretty decent. And once you find your winner, it will make up. And oh my God, so many notifications. So you should really have this channel on announcements, and also they have a Telegram channel for announcements, so you can also have that on notifications. And once they post something, I also have a different sound, like a caching machine when it makes that sound. So I know instantly that Watcher Guru something put some news out. So even that way you can basically be really fast. Okay, so now any questions? Don't be afraid. This is like not a public AMA or something like that. Only people from our group are here. Also, what I forgot to mention, like, don't do this alone, please. Don't do this alone, because you will burn out. Like, also no one has all the skill sets. Let's say I really suck at design. Like I just cannot do this. Also, I tried like coding, design, like the front end. I'm really bad at that. So I would just waste my time doing it when I know that, let's say, Christian or Akira can do it way better, or even Ben can do a very, very nice design in like Figma, or there are other tools for design. So have a team. Everyone has friends, so make a team, and yeah, because you will get burnt out. There's just so much work, like responding to community, finding influencers, like finding advisors, talking to people, managing your Twitter account, managing your Telegram or Discord. Like, you would get burnt out really quickly. Any ideas or questions?
Can you change the settings when the token is live?
Which one? Which settings?
For example, the taxes, etc.
Of course, that's modifiable. What you cannot change is basically that the ability to change taxes. You cannot delete that from a live contract. So take taxes only if you want taxes, because otherwise these like DexTools, DexScreener, they mark it with bad point if you have the ability to change taxes. But you can always like renounce, but it always will be in the contract. In the management tool, you can basically change or modify anything that I showed. Like if you picked like 2% max wallet, you can always make it 4% if you want. Or in the beginning, I always recommend like taking, let's say, the max transfer, but don't input any number to it. That way it's basically disabled. And once you reach like 1 million market cap, when basically that 1% dump could hurt your chart, you can basically enable it and input the 1% max transfer only. Another questions? Also, if you want a meme coin, don't save on design and branding. But basically, that's what's like what sells. And also, you need to have a good like backstory, so you can play with like even ChatGPT. You can play around, make a good backstory for your meme token, and have a like killer branding. If you want to have your let's say if you do some kind of animal like Woolies, if the backstory of your meme is that he's like friendly, like then he obviously cannot look like angry on the picture or something like that. He needs to be cute or something. So everything needs to match. And again, to my analogy for the like drop shipping or e-commerce, it was again similar there. So everything need to match. So if you had only one product, that website needed to reflect that product. Obviously, if you were selling like swimming pool dresses, then you would like to have like the look of your website to reflect that what you are selling. And also, as you can see on Invest AI, like you don't need to be a developer to launch a utility project. Like you don't need to create bots, like let's say Archie or Shield, that they basically made a bot and they are making money on it. You can basically monetize any single skill set that you have. Like even again back to my e-commerce analogy. Maybe you are really good at selling products online, and you could basically create a store and tokenize it. So you can fund any kind of idea. Or maybe you want to help people and you want to create a charity token. Also, some of them did really well in the past. So again, you can fund any kind of idea that you have. You just need to be creative. And I get it that not everyone wants to be a project lead or create a project, and that's absolutely fine. But if you think like, or if you have any kind of idea that you would want to into the blockchain and fund it that way or help people, then with Chain Factory, it's really easy to do, and it will just get easier and easier as we add functionalities and more tools. So yeah. Any other questions, guys? Just I'm not checking the Telegram group. UK says, if you can deploy after watching this video, you can quit. Oh. Yeah, and today we really worked hard on improving the reflection token. You can, like, right now after this update, you can do almost anything. Like, you can really play around with the tag structure. You can set like multiple beneficiaries. You can set that, let's say you want to send tags distributions in let's say USDC, and you want to receive 2% in Matic, and you want to receive 1% in ETH. It's possible right now after this update, so you can really play around as you want, or you can set that this many percentage should be burned after each transaction, or add it to liquidity. We really also want to push the pop-up videos into the dashboard. So right now we have the pop-up text. So pop-up videos would be like short YouTube videos where I think Ben is doing them, where he explains the feature like really in detail. So if you are lazy to read the text, we are basically killing another your excuse. So you can watch the video, you can slow it down, and you can understand the feature in detail. So any other questions, guys? Don't be shy. If I can speak on a VC, then anyone can, or just type your question in the chat. Okay, if no one has questions,